This is Steve Zeltzer with WorkWeek Radio, which is part of the Morning Mix. Next year, San Jose Mayor Reed is proposing a statewide ballot initiative that will radically attack the benefits of public workers in California. In San Francisco, in the November election, a ballot measure called Proposition A says it will help protect health care retirement benefits of San Francisco city workers. It is supported not only by the San Francisco Labor Council, but the San Francisco Chamber of Commerce, the Committee on Jobs, and the Building Owners Association. It is opposed by the largest city workers union, SEIU 1021, which represents over 17,000 city workers in San Francisco. The struggle over Proposition A has split the labor movement in San Francisco, with many unions joining with the San Francisco bosses to push this ballot initiative. Joining us this morning is Brenda Barros from the San Francisco chapter of SEIU 1021, who works at San Francisco General Hospital, Kay Walker, a retired San Francisco city employee and union activist, and Brad Weidmeir, who's a home care worker and on the executive board of SEIU, United Healthcare Workers in San Francisco. Welcome to the show, all of you.
Thank you.
Good morning.
So, Brenda, why and how did your local take a position against Proposition A?
Most of the membership, once they read it and understood it, even though, it was being pushed by some of the leaders in our union also that we support it, or at least not take a position on it. The membership read it and realized that the potential harm that's in Proposition A, and also that it was sort of a dishonest proposition, even the way it's titled, like it protects our health care, when actually it makes it easier for people to go into it and manipulate the money so that they can get money on the other end. So basically the main problem with it is that they can change the rules after it's voted on. So whatever the voters are voting on, it won't end up being the same thing. So, it's sort of like a trickery to the voters to make them think that they're doing something to help the workers, when in actuality, what it does is opens that fund up, which is supposed to be protected, which is supposed to be there for our health care, which is supposed to be there to take away the liability on the city. And I support that money is there and that it's protected. But what they did is they built in things into the proposition that allow them to go in and change the rules on how the money is spent. Therefore, if they wanted to have some major project, and they say emergencies, but there's nothing in it that says it's emergencies, that anytime the Board of Supervisors and the mayor, if they agree on it, that they can go in and change the rules on how our healthcare trust money is spent in order to free up money somewhere else for them to use for something else. And we have no doubt that, they see it as a money pit of money sitting there that they can't get their hands on right now, but they want to get their hands on it right now.
And we're listening to Brenda Barros. She's a leader of SEIU 1021 San Francisco chapter, which has 17,000 members. And Brenda, the union is the largest city workers union in San Francisco. How much money have they provided in the fight to oppose Proposition A?
Thus far, zero. The money that has gone into it from our union has been out of the pockets of our members so far. Now, we have some plans in the works, and it looks like some money may be coming, but it's very late in the game, and it would have been better if we had it from the beginning. But there are other organizations that we're going to be working with, like the League of Pissed Off Voters, the Libertarian Party, the Tenants Union, and the Green Party are the the largest groups, and they are out there actively working against A. The public has probably seen them out there, but they haven't seen us out there yet. But starting this week, they're going to start seeing SEIU 1021 members out there too. I know Kay and some of the retirees have done a lot of leafleting around the city.
Yeah, Kay has been involved too. And Kay, why don't you talk about this guy, Mark Farrell, who's the supervisor in San Francisco, who he is and who he represents. And he apparently wrote this thing. Who is this guy, Supervisor Mark Farrell?
One thing I can say is his background doesn't seem to be in public service. And he seems to have worked in Silicon Valley as an attorney and as an investment banker. His backers are the Chamber of Commerce and those with downtown interests. I don't even know why he ran in the first place and won. But he put this on the ballot to defray city costs, Prop A, I mean. And in truth, trust funds really do operate for the benefit of the beneficiaries, which are the members of the plan, the retirees, city retirees. His whole perspective is about saving money for the city. And as Brenda says, there is a huge loophole in Prop A, which allows the Board of Supervisors and the mayor to take money from the plan, and this plan can only be spent on retiree health care, but normally the money comes from the general fund. And it's 6% of the general fund normally, but be that as it may, the board and the mayor can take this money, and then in order to save the general fund, and there's no voter approval on where this general fund money or savings is spent. And we see this as a way to get more money for the downtown projects, such as the Warrior Stadium and the kind of thing that a lot of San Franciscans do not like.
I think those are the high priority, Kay, in San Francisco right now.
Yeah.
That's more Warrior Stadiums. And also joining us is, that was Kay Walker. She's a retiree and union activist as well. And also joining us is Brad Weidmeir, who's a home care worker in San Francisco on the executive board of SEIU UHW. Now, Brad, it seems like there are a lot of subsidies for big business. Twitter's going to $30 million subsidy. And they're going to be making more billionaires when they have their IPO on November the 6th. Why are you against Prop A, and what's your feeling about it?
Well, Prop A is a real fraud. It's a total fraud to the people of San Francisco. And the rest of the state and KPFA listeners should be watching, because this is the game plan of attacking public workers, diverting general fund money away from our heroes. Basically, there was an editorial attacking public workers yesterday in the Examiner, and they only cite that the nurses, the firefighters, and the police are their heroes. Well, what about all the rest of the backup workers that make those people able to do their jobs? We need these city workers, and we need our public sector funded fully, and it's not just for the beneficiaries, it's for all of society, it's for the city. And, when I look in my mailbox, the biggest amount of mail coming is the lies on yes on A. It's a fraud. It's disgraceful that a lot of the labor movement has been suckered into supporting this when it's an attack on labor.
Well, they say that labor has to give up, that public workers have to make concessions, that's the environment that we're in. And I know your members, the home care workers, $9 an hour, and I understand Mayor Edley has actually attacked you getting extra money that was supposed to come for you. So I don't know how you live on $9 an hour in San Francisco, but there's no subsidies or big increases in the pay for the home care workers, it seems.
That's right. Well, Prop A is about raiding, siphoning, and diverting money from where it's supposed to be going. And home care workers had the experience where the federal government sent to San Francisco money, and the mayor diverted 2/3 of it. It was meant for home care, and he took it to use for some other things. Perhaps that had to plug the hole for the Twitter tax break, perhaps.
Okay, now, Kay, you have had a real struggle, apparently, in even trying to get your voices out against Proposition A. What do you feel about that?
I am very frustrated because even in retiree groups, the decision to support A was made totally undemocratically, and in one case, fraudulently. It was difficult in SEIU. I'm an SEIU retired member, and we went through round after round of being stalled in terms of getting an endorsement. This was a hard fight, and we won. And meaning that the no on A position finally got through. And then on top of that, the COPE, for some reason, the local-wide COPE would not fund this effort, even though it was democratically done. This shows you that there's a lot of support for cliques in San Francisco, for people that are affiliated with the mayor's office, who want something, that maybe are retired but think they can get something out of supporting this effort, you know.
Okay, I think we're going to have to wrap it up. I want to thank all of you for joining us this morning.